Hello again. In this video, I'm going to run you through the first upper and lower body days of phase 2. And I'm sure you guys are going to have a great time because it's super fun to watch. Alright folks, so as you can see, the structure is fairly rigid in the sense that all the exercises are being performed in the same sets, reps and intensity ranges. Phase 2 consists of 2 upper and 2 lower body days, so in this video I'll cover the first 2 days of the split. I began with bent over rows. I aimed to be explosive through the concentric phase, squeezing at the top and holding the contraction through the eccentric or the lowering of the bar. I found that for me personally, I get the best activation in my lats, rhomboids and traps this way. I was meant to be benching between the 75 to 85% ranges, although I was feeling particularly strong and my focus was sharp. So I decided to go with 90 kilos and see how many sets and reps I could do. In the past, I've not been very strict with bar path and utilising my full range of movement, so my main focus for the benching was making sure each rep would touch my chest before pressing off. My accessory exercises for this day were weighted pull-ups and barbell overhead press. I started off my first lower body day with sumo squats. This was new territory for me, as I've never done this squat variation in the past, and it was fairly daunting performing this exercise at 85% of my competition stance. I noticed a fair amount of inward knee tracking from my right side, which is a fairly good indicator that my right gluteus medius needs a bit of attention if I want to be as safe and efficient as possible. I also noticed a degree of anterior and posterior tracking where I would seem to bounce forwards and backwards during the concentric phase. The body will innately move itself to its strongest possible position, and since the squat variation is foreign to me, my quads, hamstrings, glutes and hip flexors were fighting for the prime position, and as a result, I looked like a poorly played accordion. The other main movement that I did for this session was the stiff leg deadlift. I found this exercise to be extremely useful for setting up my deadlift and incorporating more of my legs and glutes. Quite often lumbar rounding occurs during the deadlift, not due to erector weakness specifically, although it is a major contributing factor for a lot of people. In my case, it's under recruitment of my hamstrings and glutes. That's all I got time for in this video. In the next one, we'll go through days 3 and 4 of phase 2. And also be talking a little bit about recovery and how the exercises that I chose impacted my ability to keep training. So until then, stay swole!